Okay, so I'm gonna continue my market analysis, rather my market reflection of the prior trading day. Alright, so these are the weekly levels. Each white volume profile represents this one, and they represent a New York and a nightly session. This pink one represents the previous day, which was February 5th. This is just a New York session. I don't have a nightly profile here. I just fucking I didn't fucking log it, right? But these encompass 24 hours, right? From uh, for instance, it's the 2nd of February 6:30 to the 3rd of February 6:30 in essence. So okay, what went wrong? Okay, look. So this is my weekly volume profile. Um, as you can see, um, today's what, the 7th, or the last trading day was the 5th, right? Where I fucking done blew my account, right? Uh, you know, this is 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, right? 6, 7, hence the weekly levels, right? Okay, so last last 2 days we kind of rotated below that value area low for the week. So I had kind of a bearish bias going into this session, just because we were below it, and on the 5th we rotated even lower than the 4th, and we didn't even reclaim that POC slash value area high. So when we were the next following New York session, I still had that bearish bias, and I really felt like we weren't even gonna break that weekly value area low, because we been under it for 2 days. Um, so when we started this session, I woke up somewhere around here, like at 10 a.m. This is the 30-minute rate. I woke up pretty much right here. This is the last session, right? This blue line demarks the 5th, the start of the 5th, or the 6th. Forgive me. New York session. I woke up here. It was a very strong rally. It's, it's, it's pretty strong. I mean, compared to the last 2 days, right? The last 2 days were pretty. Well, this was a kind of it was a strong bear rally here. Kind of ranged for a bit. Here was a completely bear dump. Nightly, pretty general uptrend. So I woke up at the end of this, relatively strong bear rally, right? Fucking, somewhere around here, 10, right? So when I woke up, I still had that bear bias. We're still below previous week value area low. I had marked down the previous day value levels, the previous day distribution rate, and I still had that short bias coming in, but I wasn't exactly eager to go into shorts either. I did think potentially we weren't gonna break this value area low. I didn't think so, because that fucking green momentum just kind of came to a standstill. Obviously, a point of contention, right? So in my impatience, I decided to just like, okay, we're obviously consolidating right now. Are we gonna break through it? Yeah, we kind of did, right? I mean, these aren't very. Let's go to the 500 tick, right? We kind of did a pretty big move, right, on a daily perspective, right? So I got up here. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stick to mean reversion plays, right, with the fixed range volume profile. Right? I'm doing this shit, right? Like, because I knew we were in a fucking range, right? There's only three possibilities for the market. It's either uptrending, downtrending, or ranging. So I knew we were ranging because that fucking green momentum lost its steam, right? Very obvious. So I started going for mean reversion plays, right? Um, okay, so I started mean reverting these. bottoms right here. I mean reverted. I think this one for a long. My target was the middle of the range. Uh, my ideal target was the end of the range, but I took most of my profit once we broke the middle of the range. And 15 micros long. I mean, I netted 400 bucks, right? But then, due to impatience and whatnot, and because I knew we were in a fucking range, uh, you know, we just fucking range down, right? So next opportunity I get, which was somewhere around here, I was like, okay, this is a fucking range. It's consolidating. I'm gonna just short the fucking range again, right? I'm tired of fucking waiting, right? This was obviously very stupid. It was around this point where I realized, okay, the trend is fucking green. The trend is your friend, ignoring the rally, right? It's a pretty strong rally. So I got into a short position like a fucking idiot, and obviously it didn't fucking range. It blew the level. It broke out of the range, and I saw it, but I was just being stubborn. So yeah, I blew the account holding this fucking losing trade. My idea was 15 micros trying to salvage essentially like my drawdown, which was like gone. I blew it. Okay, so Russell was up 2%. All the other markets, fucking ES, NQ, and Dow, they were up like 1.5%, which is a lot. Even if I was gonna mean revert, I should have just waited to just go long because it was a very green day with no bull momentum, with no bear momentum rather. So I should have just waited to fucking incorporate the trend as your friend. And yeah, that was the only issue. I should have just been patient. I should have just taken the slight green, the 400 I got, and just called it a day, but I didn't. Okay. So in retrospect, trend is your friend. Good mean reversion play, right? Some extra, I guess, analysis I've done is generally when I look at this fair value, it's very like I don't really consider it. I only consider value area high and value area low, right? The lows of the day and the highs of the day are like their own thing, right? Who cares, right? But I should have noticed that this previous day fair value still kind of stayed above the low, right? Of the fucking of the weekly low, right? And there was two confluences here, right? The previous day value area low and the low of the week. They almost lined up, so these are two confluences, right? Uh, we didn't even touch these two confluences, so if it was truly bearish, we would have blown past through them, right? But we didn't even touch them. So that was just kind of bad interpretation on my part. Like if we blew through these, I probably would have still kept my bear bias, but in retrospect, right, you see shit, right? But I learned a little more. I learned about carrying the developing profile with me. Normally, I just make one fucking profile, right, and kind of just call it a day, which is kind of you know limiting my information, right? So I should have started like I recently learned about this, but if you kind of like take it with you, you can kind of get a better feel of what's going on. Okay, this is roughly 1 hour into the market, right? 7:30, 6:30 open, right? There is no confluence really. POC is actually the POC is kind of above the value area high, right? 1 hour into it, so we've developed accepted value above yesterday's value area high, which is like a pretty green signal, right? We're today this is fair value. Like we're willing to, you know, pay a premium, right? Okay, but still not. And the value area low right here for the 1 hour profile is also creating some confluence with this previous day value area high. So 1 hour in, this would probably be a good level to long, right? We got POC fair value developing above the previous day value area high. So fair value is a premium, and this value area low is kind of aligned with it 1 hour into the session, right? Um, Obviously, I would have to see. It's still not a lot of information, right? Um, but we push forward 1 more hour, right? So like 8:30. Okay, we don't really have any. Generally, I should look for the value areas to align with some of the levels, but this POC did raise slightly within 2 hours, right? 8:30 ish. So that's still a green signal, confirming like, hey, you should go for longs. Okay, so pretty much, yeah, roughly 1 hour in, we start breaking the developing value area high. And you could have wrote this for a good long, right? Obviously, kind of chopped, but it was still an uptrend regardless. And you could have you should have longed, right? Despite you know the bear bias from the fucking weekly levels, the market is rotating. It's rotating. It's starting to fucking fix itself up. It's starting to be efficient, right? Okay. Now let's develop the profile until I woke up, right? Okay, I woke up at 10, right? The POC is still kind of down here, but we can see like, okay, let's go to 8:30. There is a significant node farming here, like another range, right? It's uh, it's still not the point of control, but 8:30, 7:30, 7:30, we didn't even have that double node. Here at 8:30, we start developing that node. This is a very green sign that you should look for long entries. Uh, uh, Long after I don't know, a significant dip, right? Or just fucking long if you're just don't care about entry, right? So when I woke up, which is roughly here, this this upper node is pretty much like significantly formed, right? And we are developing. Let me change that. Kind of change that color. And we're starting to develop another node. So these are very. So these are very. See this one? These are very. This is a strong rally, right? Look at all these nodes from. So by the time when I woke up and price had pretty much here, right? Price was starting to consolidate here. I didn't take into account like the price would have to dig through like one, two, three, four nodes to even get a decent short, right? Yeah, you could scalp, right? This gap here, right? It kind of aligns with the dips of the range, right? Somewhat, right? Somewhat. But a short entry is just dumb. It had to dig through this node, this node, this node, this big ass node, So short entries were just stupid, in my opinion. And when I shorted, I was right here. I was right here, thinking it would go like this. I thought it would go like this again, right, to here, but it didn't. It broke out, and because of my own impatience to fix my drawdown, like this long right here, mean reversion was good. It was good. I got a dub. I fixed. My account was on drawdown. Literally, I had no more drawdown left, but I got like $500 worth of drawdown right here because the confluences are starting to line up, particularly the nodes. The POC is still fucking down here, but it still moves higher relative to like 730, right? So okay, let's keep pushing, bro. I'm still awake. 10:30. Okay, POC shifted way up now, pretty much towards consolidating. Dude, going for shorts, trying to find a fucking reversal is kind of stupid here. I'm not saying it's impossible, but just stupid call by me. Stupid call by me. Okay, value area low has shifted way above yesterday's high, so we are down. Like we are down to pay premium today relative to yesterday. It's still a weekly fucking low ass price, but relative to yesterday, we are down to pay premium. I should have expected that breakout, like at this consolidation, because we are down to pay a premium. Eventually, at the end of the session, what happened? The POC essentially lines up with the value area low. So these are two confluences to suggest, prices beginning to find fair value at the weekly range into the weekly value area. But the session had pretty much ended. What if I were to make an educated guess, just because the market has been kind of, I saw like last week it was like the opposite of this. We were rotating above the value area high as opposed to the low. It was like the opposite of this, right? I'm not saying we were like bullish, but if I had to make a hypothesis, I think it's going to continue its rotation upwards. Is it going to break all-time highs? I don't know, but I do think we are pretty rangy. The last few days have been choppy as shit, so I don't think it's far-fetched to say like, hey, alright.